way, and we're about to go. Bri, guess what? There's Bri. He's in car number 4. I'm in car number 9. We're about to do this.
Hey, welcome in everyone. We're back. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah. What else are we celebrating?
Everything.
Happy everything.
Happy everything. Merry everything. Happy all the things. And we hope that you are all well and having a fantastic holiday season.
Well, hey.
The 5th night of Hanukkah tonight.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So, hey, if it's your first time here, looks like we got a couple new names in the chat. I'm Brian. This is Julie. We do this every Sunday night, in addition to our vlogs over on YouTube.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're new here, we're in our dining room. This is where we do
Not
this.
on a cruise. Not on a cruise.
All the time.
Not on a
But
cruise.
usually in here, we set up on the table. We kind of sit here and chat with you. The kids go up to bed right before we do this. That's why we do this so late at night.
Mm-hmm.
So that way they're up in bed. So if you hear them call down to us, that's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a great Christmas.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we celebrate Christmas. So
we're here to talk about Christmas. We're here to talk about cruising.
We're here to talk about cruising.
Cruising. You said Christmas. That's why I said cruising. But we're also here to answer your questions. So if you do have questions, please don't be shy. Pop them in the chat. Say hello. Let us know what your questions are. We are happy to answer any of your questions. So how was everyone's holiday?
How was it?
Did Santa bring anyone a cruise for Christmas? Anyone? Did Santa bring anyone? Oh, so for those of you who were here 2 weeks ago, you might notice our little countdown.
I get it wrong every time. I can't do it.
This right
there
here?
There we go.
Our countdown's a little bit different. When you last saw us, we were counting down to July 12th.
To be fair, it wasn't Santa.
Right.
Santa brought a lot of nice things. That one wasn't Santa. We knew about it.
Mm-hmm.
We knew about that one.
Mom says she got a cruise for Christmas. Liz got a cruise for Christmas.
Woo! Holy cow. Well, first of all, let me just say, Mom, I know where you're going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Liz, I know where you're going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think, who did I see here in the chat jump in and say that they're going to be on a cruise in January on Oasis?
Shayna says we didn't get a cruise, but Mark's
I'm
parents.
missing saying hello to so many people. I'm sorry, guys. I'm missing to say hello to you.
Shayna says we didn't get a cruise, but Mark's parents did get us some cruise goodies. I wonder if those cruise goodies were from our Amazon store. I wonder if they were. If was it How We Cruise merch? So here we go. Anyway, no. So here tonight we are here to talk about the original Game Changer. And they say you should never wear the T-shirt of the band you're going to see to their concert, but I did. I wore the Oasis shirt to talk about the Oasis tonight. I did.
Guys, we're talking all things Oasis tonight because it really is one of our very favorite ships. It's home, and we say it every time. We've been on many ships. We've been on many lines, and Oasis is, I think, our favorite ship and our favorite.
I mean, it's got some competitors now. Now with a lot of the new ships out there, there's some competition.
We talk about that a lot. It's not that we don't want to go on other ships or other lines or other classes of ship, because Icon class is amazing. We love it. We love Freedom class. We love the XL class on Carnival. We love Norwegian. I mean, like, you know, we do the family type lines right now because we have the kids. But we do have Silver Sea coming up, which is very exciting.
We do.
Very exciting. But
this is a big year for cruising.
Oh my God.
There's a lot of stuff that's guys. All right, hold on. Listen, I feel like I'm talking to the kids. Did everybody go potty before we started? Because I'm not certain that this is going to be a short one. This could be, get your snacks, get your drinks. We're going to be here for a bit. So settle in. We got a lot to talk about. First of all, we have to talk about the fact that we did it again. We surprised the kids.
We did.
And how we pulled off a surprise.
Mom and Dad got them for Christmas. Because you know, Santa brought them a lot of stuff, but Mom and Dad's gift to them was an
8-night, not a 7-night,
an 8-night
cruise. An 8-night cruise from Fort Lauderdale on the Oasis of the Seas, January the 25th of 2025. We're going to go to Aruba. We're going to go to Curacao, and we are going to go have a perfect day at Coco Cay. So, and yes, I said Coco Cay, not Coco Key. So for anybody that wants to argue with me, we'll sit down over drinks and have that.
Yeah, we've had that discussion a lot. I am super excited for the itinerary. We love the ship already because we know it very well. And yeah, 8 nights, Aruba and Carousel. I mean, so excited. So yeah, 27 days, guys. We'll be there.
We've got so let us know in the chat. There's Marty. Shug's at the casino right now. Shug, listen.
Where are you at the craps table? Are you at roulette? Are you at the slots? Let me know.
Kevin, so Marty, Shug, listen, if I know you, listen, pay attention to those chips, okay? I want to make sure they go home with you. We got listen, Sandy says we're on the same cruise. If you're standing
at the craps table, let me just say, what do we want? Like, what?
Sure,
put something on 10. I want 10. Give me a 10.
Oh, never mind. I was like, the way you bet roulette, and then you said put it on 10. I was like, are you kidding? No, you said craps, but no, never mind.
I mean, you could do then go to the roulette table and put it on 10 also. I don't know.
Listen, don't take Julie gambling advice, because we haven't gotten a free cruise out of it yet, but somehow they still have a lot of our money. So let's talk about Oasis. Let's talk about 27 days from now. Boarding. So right now, Oasis, I see a couple. I see Sandy. I see Carrie in the chat saying they're going to be on Oasis. Let us know if you have been on Oasis. Let us know your favorite parts of Oasis, because we're going to talk about all 7 different neighborhoods on Oasis tonight. And I want to start with, Royal Caribbean is known for their entertainment. So I'm going to start with Entertainment Place. All right. We're going to go through the neighborhoods and entertainment.
Well, hold on. First of all, let's talk about it's the new year. I'm going to slow you down just a little bit.
Okay. Listen, I want to be mindful of everybody's time.
Arms on the chair. You guys know it. Let's slow you down a little bit. It's New Year, right? It's 2024 going into 2025. We have been on Oasis. We have done 2 group cruises on Oasis.
We have.
I sorry, excuse me. I have been on Oasis a couple other times for work. So we've been on Oasis and Oasis class ships combined.
It's kind of like a home away from home.
7, 8, 9, almost 10 times. Not Oasis. Oasis is like, I think 6 times combined between the two of us. But like 10 times on Oasis class ships. So let's talk about years in review, what we've learned from Oasis, what we love about Oasis. And then maybe we can talk about what we're really looking forward to in 27 days on Oasis. And maybe more. So stay tuned. We have a lot of stuff to talk about.
Shayna said, all right, so mom says her favorite is Central Park. Matt said he agreed. Central Park at night, nothing like that. And I hope you mean the ship, not Central Park, New York City, because I wouldn't go walking through Central Park in New York City at night.
I'll tell you what, I have sat in Central Park at 2 a.m. Just quiet. There's nobody out. It's pitch black. You can see the stars if they're out or the clouds. Sometimes the cleaning crew comes through and they're swapping the deck or whatever. But I have sat out there very late at night, and it is a very safe place when you're on Oasis.
Of course. Mark's favorite, Shayna says Mark's favorite is Playmakers, and I have to. Yes, Heather.
No, this is water. Hold on.
She's rolling her eyes at you, though.
This is water.
It's what?
Water. Yeah. Hold on.
Kevin says, okay,
this is not.
We'll go off topic for a second, just because Kevin talked about the 800-pound gorilla in the room. Kevin says, I'm getting inspired to try and grow some facial hair like that. So, guys, for those of you who know us, this is kind of a new look for me. If you don't like it, let me know. I have been known to take drastic measures during live streams with facial hair. So maybe not tonight.
It's growing.
But anyway, so let's talk about the different parts of an Oasis class ship, because then maybe we can talk about some of the things we have coming up in 2025 and 2026 besides just this, because right now our next cruise is January of 2025 on the Oasis of the Seas.
We're leaving out of Fort Lauderdale.
Yep. Which we were just recently out of, and it's a great port to sail out of. Super easy to get in and out of Fort Lauderdale. Lots of good hotels. A little pricey on the hotel side, I think, in Fort Lauderdale compared to some of the other ports that we stayed at. But yeah.
I mean, because the further out you go, the cheaper it is. But you always want to be closer, and nobody wants to be too far.
No.
And then you're just paying extra costs in either Ubers or shuttles or whatever, or rental cars or whatever.
But I can tell you, we're going to stay in Fort Lauderdale the night before. We're going to Uber over to the port. We're going to get on board, and we're going to head right up to a sail away party that if you're part of the Facebook group for that sailing, you should be able to find us there. So anyway, let's start with entertainment. And
we'll kids have shirts. We don't. We have to get shirts.
Yes, we'll get shirts.
Well, look for you know what? Before we go, I'll post. We'll share what our shirts.
We'll get some shirts. All right, so let's start with entertainment, because Royal Caribbean is known for their entertainment, and Oasis class ships have some of the best entertainment there is. So I want to get the one thing about Oasis that I am not a fan of. I want to get that out of the way right up front so we can talk about all the good stuff.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there was anything bad about Oasis, but okay.
Well, it's not bad. It's just not my thing. Every Royal Caribbean ship has, well, not every.
Thank you, Shayna.
A Broadway style show or Broadway like style show in their main theater. On Oasis of the Seas, it's Cats. So Cats has been a very, very long running show on Broadway. It's one of the most popular Broadway.
It's a really popular Broadway show.
It's just not my thing.
Yeah, well, okay. So I do this. I try every show on a ship because I don't want to miss it. And when we were on Oasis for the first time, and you can go and check out the vlog because we did a review right then and there.
Oh yeah.
It's there in the playlist of our first Oasis group cruise. Yeah, I was like, guys, we got to sign up. And little Brian was so upset because all he wanted to do was watch the Ranger game. And you were a little upset too because you wanted to see the Ranger game. It was the playoffs.
It was the playoffs.
And we went to the show, and little Brian is like, I have it on video. The vlog is pretty funny to go back and watch for us, at least.
We did make it over to Playmakers though, so it did.
Well,
have
we
a good
did
ending.
because we were one of those people who very quietly excused ourselves mid-show, which I don't like to do because the performers were fantastic. They're absolutely phenomenal. They do a really great job, and I admire their work. And so it was nothing, but we lost the kids. Brian spilled a soda all over him, and it was just like, okay, I don't think we can sit through like another.
Let's bounce this back
40 minutes
because Matt has a comment. Hello, Tony. How are you? Matt has a comment here that I'm actually going to highlight right here on the screen. And Matt says he would go back to Oasis just for Aqua 80. So at the back of the ship,
yes,
Oasis of the Seas has an aqua theater. And if you have a boardwalk, it's at the back of the boardwalk, and we'll talk about the boardwalk in a little bit. But that entertainment at Aqua 80, it's a high diving and synchronized swimming show. It's got music, it's got lights, it's got all sorts of action. And if you sit close, you might just get wet, which was where the kids like to sit. So yeah, what's your thought on Aqua 80?
I love any of the aqua shows on any of the ships, but Aqua 80s is just like, we talk about Oasis as home.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're Gen X, so to talk about
if you fall between the ages of like 30 and 50, it's going to be your favorite.
I'm just saying, like, the music is fantastic. It's phenomenal. I'll say this: it doesn't matter what Oasis class ship you're on, even Icon class, they do the same stunts, I guess, or the same type of but they incorporate it into a different type of routine. So yes, I mean, I'll say it's just.
So let us know. Phenomenal. Have you seen an aqua show on a Oasis class?
Don't miss it. So you have to reserve it, just so you know, because it fills up so fast. If you're not there 10 minutes before the show, they open up the doors to everybody and they can fill in the rest of the seats. So reserve it and go get your seat early. I'll say that. If you don't have reservations or you can't get reservations because it's sold out or whatever, stand in the standby line so you can go. But there's also other parts of the ship that you can see it upstairs, but like up on 14 or 15. I think it's 15, deck 15, outside of a Local Fresh and the barbecue.
Oh yeah,
between
you can see it from up there.
And you can see it from there from a distance, and it's a really cool view. Even if you've already seen it, at least catch a glimpse of it from up there as you're like passing by another night. But if you have a boardwalk balcony, you can see it. You can also, if the seats are all taken, head on up to the two sides on deck 7, I believe it is 7 or 8. I think it's 7. And go hang out on the decks under the rock climbing walls, because the rock climbing walls closed at that time, but you can go sit up there and you can have a really good show view of the show.
So I don't want to gloss over the ice show. I mean, enough good thing. We could talk for an hour about how good the aqua show is. So I don't want to gloss over the ice show because the ice show is fantastic as well. But Matt does have a question. Liz says, Matt's priority question: where can we watch the Devils game while on this cruise? And Matt, unfortunately, we've already spoke to them. They're only going to be playing Rangers games, so you are out of luck. But no, seriously, right outside of the Aqua Theater let's go on to our next neighborhood is the Boardwalk. And one of the there's a bunch of cool things.
Yeah, because the Aqua Theater is at the end of the Boardwalk.
My favorite part of the Boardwalk, besides the ending of the Ultimate Abyss slide, is Playmakers. And Playmakers is your sports bar, and Playmakers has plenty of TVs, beer, your bourbon, things like that. And it's just a great venue. It does have food for an additional charge. I highly recommend the campfire cookie, or maybe the Oasis, not the Oasis, the onion ring tower. I was about to say the Oasis tower.
That's my favorite. I like the onion ring tower. But the Boardwalk in general is just really cool because it's got a very like carnival-ish theme. They have the what do you call it? Zoltar.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that
yeah, the guy from Big.
Big.
The guy from Big.
You can go get a
We're
Zoltar.
dating ourselves now.
I know, right?
Mhm.
You can get a Zoltar fortune. They also have like different like mirrors. They have different selfie spots, but they have the carousel. They have Sugar Beach where the kids can get candy. And Oasis has, not all of them have this, but all the Oasis class ships, but they have a walk-up window where you can go to Sugar Beach to get the ice cream. That is for a charge. Sugar Beach is for a charge for the candy.
Don't forget about
and the ice cream is.
Don't forget about my favorite food venue.
The dog place?
Boardwalk Dogs.
I was going to talk about Boardwalk Dogs. This is your favorite. I enjoy it. I have like one during the cruise, but the Boardwalk Dogs are there.
Let's just
say
Playmakers. They don't serve sushi at Boardwalk Dogs.
No. But the boardwalk is really cool.
That's 2 decks down. It is.
Here's one of the funny things about Oasis of the Seas, though. So when you're on Oasis, the boardwalk is on deck 6. No, I know it's on 6. I do. It's outside the schooner bar. It's on 6. Go up 2 decks because that's where you're gonna find Central Park. And a lot of people get confused because they think both these venues are outside. So you can just cross over and go from the boardwalk out to Central Park. You can't do that. You have to go up decks to get out to Central Park. But Central Park, can we talk about that?
Let's talk about Central Park. Yeah, I want to keep moving through these neighborhoods because we have a lot of stuff to talk about here.
There's 7
and I want to answer questions. So ask some questions about Oasis class ships.
Oh, you click on them.
No, there hasn't been a question yet. I was encouraging people to ask questions. You can talk about Central Park. I was priming it.
This is what I live with, people.
No, talk about your Central Park. This is your favorite.
Yes, Central Park is my favorite. So the Park Cafe. So first of all, they have a couple shops. They have the library. There's still a library on Oasis of the Seas, and that is there. And you can borrow a book. You can give a book. You can take a book. Whatever. And when I've gone through there's been a lot of different language books. Different books in different languages. So that was interesting because there's a lot of people from different places on cruise ships. You have 150
Central Park.
150 Central Park,
which is a upcharge restaurant.
You have Chops. You have Vintages, which is the wine bar.
Chops is also an upcharge restaurant.
Yes. Vintages also has like tapas that you can order, and the wine bar. So that's cool. But I love Park Cafe.
Basic wines are, if you have a drink package, the basic wines and vintages are included, but they also have some more upscale wines if you're interested in doing some kind of tasting.
They also have a really cool like wine tasting, and they also do a whiskey tasting in there too. But they do a whiskey tasting and a wine tasting for an upcharge that you can do through the ship as like an excursion.
Ooh, is Raj on Oasis or is he on?
No, he's on Symphony.
Oh, he's on Symphony. Okay.
One of my very favorite vintages. Definitely my favorite.
Hi, Raj, if you're watching.
I know.
We love you.
I'm telling you, I'm getting him on Symphony before you get off Symphony, or we'll follow you to another.
Liz asked the question. She says, "Is vintages an upcharge?"
No.
Only
if you get something above and beyond your drink package. So like they have some specialty wines. Like if you wanted to get like a glass of Opus, okay, Opus 1, like it's a expensive bottle of wine. There's going to be an upcharge for that.
Yes.
But all your basic wines, nope, no upcharge. If you want to order the tapas, there is a slight upcharge. It's like $5 for like a big platter of like, I don't know, snacks.
Tony says, don't forget about the trellis bar.
Trellis bar, yes.
We actually were just looking at, just before we came on, we were watching a video of ourselves at the trellis bar from our first Oasis. It was on Harmony, actually.
That was on Harmony, actually.
And if you want to see what cruising with kids is like, what? No, that was the second. That was Oasis 2.0.
Yeah. Or maybe it was both. I don't know. Anyway, the kids are melting. So here's our advice. If you're going on a cruise with kids, okay? If they're under the age
this is my recommendation.
If they're under the age of anything teenager, and teenagers, they have their own thing, right? So we're not even going to talk about that. We're just talking about any kids. It is an exhausting day. You get up, there's the excitement. Everybody can't wait to get on the ship. You do get on the ship. Everybody's tired because they didn't really sleep really great the night before. And you're still waiting to get in your room. I mean, we have it on video. Our kids melted down. They melted down. Katie's was crying underneath the trellis bar, and we were watching that today. Because yeah, I mean, it happens. So if you're just pack your patience, not even for the other passengers, but for your own family, your own kids, and your own peace of mind. Order yourself a glass of wine, or like that woman said in the video. I said, "Is there anything that we can do for what did I say, for cranky kids or something?" And she's like, "A shot of tequila." I'm like, "No kidding." So anyway,
yeah. All right. Well, let's move on.
Trellis Bar.
So if you're in Central
I didn't talk
Park,
about Park Cafe.
all right, we'll get to it quick.
That's what I was going to go to, but then we started going to Trellis Bar. Park Cafe is one of my very favorite places. It's not an upcharge. No upcharge for Park Cafe. They have breakfast and lunch. I think they close before dinner time because usually there's like music out in Central Park and lights, and it's really pretty, and photographers. But Park Cafe, you can go in for specialty coffees, you can go in for cookies and little day dishes and little desserts, but they also have a fantastic salad bar. They have awesome breakfast options. So I like to go through there really early in the morning, grab myself a cup of coffee, not even a specialty coffee, just a regular cup of coffee, or an iced tea, my two things that I drink. And
it's highly recommended,
breakfast.
Not by me, but highly recommended if you like roast beef to try the roast beef sandwich.
Yes.
There, so.
You can also go in there and there's a lot of grab and go, or have them make it, but it's counter service. You go up, you order what you want, but again, it's all included.
Well,
and then you go sit down. You can sit outside, you can sit inside, you can take it up somewhere else, take it to your room. A lot of times I'll stop in there on my way to the room.
Before we head up to the top deck, let's head down from Central Park down to the Royal Promenade. So if you want to get from Central Park to the Royal Promenade, best place, take the stairs, elevator.
I mean, you can, but if the Rising Tide Bar is going, and you're up it's about a 15-minute ride. I think they go every 20 to 30 minutes because they have the doors open and like they sit at the bottom or the top for a while. But the Rising Tide Bar goes between deck 5 and deck 8 at Central Park for a really nice ride through the ship where you can just sit, relax, and have a drink and enjoy. So I love the Rising Tide Bar.
And the Rising Tide Bar will bring you right down to the Royal Promenade, which is a lot of people that cruise other lines complain that Royal Caribbean promenades kind of look like a bit of a shopping mall. But I think that it has a lot of, that's where a lot of the nighttime entertainment happens. So that's where you've got your Globe and Atlas pub, which is usually you'll have somebody in there playing guitar and singing. It's like a sing-alongy kind of thing. Just up above
we
deck
love
6.
the pubs.
I love
the pub is always fun. They always have great music. And we end up there a lot.
We do.
Even if we don't stay, we want to just go hear a couple songs because sometimes, like you want to experience the whole ship. And we'll talk about a bunch of the other venues, but we always at least stop in the pub almost nightly.
Oh yeah, we do.
Just to at least hear who's there or see.
Eddie says he'll be on his first ever Royal Caribbean cruise in 28 days.
Yes.
So Eddie, you're going to have to watch this one on replay in slow motion to make sure you have all your
You're going to be on Harmony, right, Eddie? I can't wait to hear about it.
But upstairs from the Globe and Atlas.
Eddie, you're going to have to definitely leave us a message, give us some pictures, and let us know how you like it. Because I love an Oasis class ship. Harmony was our very first Oasis class ship that we were ever on, and it's one of my favorites. The only thing I love that it has
not Will's first Royal though.
I love that it has Wonderland that Oasis does not. So Wonderland is an upcharge restaurant, a specialty restaurant, and it's like Alice in Wonderland, and they do a lot of really cool what gastronomy is that what it's called, when they do like the chemistry with the foods and stuff. Really cool. And I have never eaten there before, so if you guys get the chance to experience that, do it and let me know how it is. If not, I will get there because it's on other ships too, but just not Oasis. But I wish Harmony had what I love is that it has Sabor, but it doesn't have Playmakers because Sabor is in place of Playmakers.
Right.
Anyway, we digress
Well,
because the
so
Oasis class ships
let's
are
finish.
diverse.
Let's
but
finish. Let's
okay.
finish the promenade. Then you can talk about your food.
Okay.
But in the promenade, so you've got your schooner bar, which is your Royal Caribbean typical.
Yes, Tony. Sorry.
Yeah, Harmony definitely go see Greece. Actually, I see. You know what? I just want to say hello. I see together we travel popped in. I saw Cruise and Koozies before. I saw Sea Lake Journey. Hello, guys. Haven't seen.
Hey
you
guys, I
in a
was
bit.
keeping
Thanks
up with
for
the chat
stopping
before,
in.
and now we're just
Appreciate you.
talking faster than we can think.
But Schooner Bar is Royal Caribbean sing along piano bar. Plenty of great nights we've had there. The kids love requesting songs there. It's just a nice chill place to enjoy some piano music, and the vibe is different depending on who your piano player is.
Yeah.
But always a fun place.
When we were talking about the pub, I said we'll talk about other venues, and I was alluding to one of them being the Schooner Bar, which we absolutely love. But I said this to you earlier today. I think of all of the schooner bars that we've been in, and we've been in many, Oasis of the Seas is my favorite schooner bar setup. And they're all very similar, but it just has a slightly different layout.
So Sea Leg actually, hey, Chet and Robin, how are you guys doing? They have a very good question here, and I don't know if I can straight up answer it, but I'm going to try. It says, is Oasis at a better price point than the other Oasis class ships? Yes and no. All right. So
there's a lot of factors.
A lot of factors right here. So obviously Wonder and Utopia being the newer Oasis class ships are going to have that higher price point, shiny and new things, right?
But they also do some shorter sailings. So when you do a shorter sailing, it's going to knock a bit of the price off, which is a little bit of
the cost per night.
Yes, for sure.
It's going to be a better value on Oasis. It's not going to be as good a value as, say, Allure, which hasn't been amplified.
But that's going in the next couple months.
To be amplified very soon.
Amplified means that they're going to renew and refresh the ship. That's what Royal calls it. But it also depends on the time of year that you're sailing.
So many factors.
So many factors. The time of year you're sailing. And we've even talked about as a family of 5, going on Oasis versus going on Symphony.
I might have to make a spreadsheet
going on one Wonder.
Right now, we're just going to share my screen. We're going to make a spreadsheet.
All of those things come into play, but yeah, there are even different room configurations amongst the different ships that can make it different depending on if it's just a cabin for 2, if you're solo cruising, if it's cabin for 3, 4, or if you have multiples like us.
We even talked about that earlier because we were talking about Oasis has a lot of 5-passenger rooms, and with Symphony being in Bayonne right now, Symphony, the layout, even though it's the same shell of the ship, it doesn't have as many 5-passenger rooms. So it just family of 5 with little kids. It's just a little bit different.
Yeah.
Will G says Harmony was pretty reasonable for January, and actually
Harmony is really reasonable.
Well, part of that reason is it's in Galveston,
yes,
which Galveston cruises tend to run slightly lower price point than Florida. But if you actually look at it, the price per night, Oasis for the 8 nights sailing out of Florida works out to a better value than the Harmony of the Seas.
Well, it's also
just for that week.
It's an 8 night, but we'll come back. We'll come back. We got to talk about that specific sailing in a minute. But Harmony has. But I love Galveston.
I do too.
I wish Galveston. We could sail out of that more often. But being where we are in New Jersey, there's just no easy way for us to get there. It's just we have to go into Bush or into Hobby, and we either have to take multiple layovers or whatever. And if it's just me and Brian, that's one thing. But if we have the 3 kids, it's just such a
go watch our video of walking to the port from Galveston,
which was awesome when it was the 2 of us, and I absolutely love the Harbor House.
Sea Leg said, "Great info, y'all. Thanks, Chet and Robin. Appreciate you. We could talk for hours about that.
I can't wait to sail with you guys one day.
You know how to get a hold of us. Reach out." But hey, let's finish the promenade because we still didn't even talk about the staple of every Royal Caribbean ship, and that's well, I was going to go to Boleros first, do a little Latin dancing first.
I was going to go to Sorrento's before Boleros.
Well, you got to do the dancing first because if you get the pizza first and then go Latin dancing, you're going to get a bellyache. So.
No R bar on Oasis.
No R bar.
No R bar.
No R bar.
But Boleros is.
But you do have a full spotlight karaoke.
Yes, which I've spent a lot of time in.
Mm-hmm. And if you go downstairs from
myself, I don't sing.
And if you go downstairs,
but I spent a lot of time in there with friends.
From deck 5 to deck 4, that's still more part of the entertainment place. But you've still got the comedy club down there.
Yep.
You've got your casino.
Yes.
Actually, which is on 3.
The casino.
4. I'm sorry.
No,
it is on
the
4.
casino's on 4. and you have
your
the
lounge, your Crown Lounge.
the Crown Lounge. But isn't no? That's also where. Oh no, 3 is where. 3 and 4 are where you're gonna find Studio B.
Yeah, it's yeah.
So
it's
Studio
on-
B
yeah.
is the ice rink.
Mhm.
All of the Oasis class ships have an ice rink. They have, and so Oasis sees. I don't know what their ice show is called. Do you?
Isn't that 1887?
No, I don't think so. No, because it's the
Oh
one
no,
with
you're right. It's the one.
ducks
Yeah, it's
and
the Hans Christian
the
Andersen
boat.
one.
Yes, the Hans Christian Andersen one. But anyway, the ice show is
Tony
phenomenal.
Diaz will tell us what it is in a minute.
Tony, I can't wait to cruise with you. Gosh, there's so many people.
Tony's our resource.
So many people here that we have
Wanna make
cruised with.
Tony
But
an
there's so
admin.
many people here that we haven't cruised with, and I can't wait.
All right. Well, hey, listen.
to cruise with you.
As we go up, we're going to mention real quick the music hall on Deck 9, which used to be Dazzles.
Which is
and
a 2-level.
It's a 2-story venue, lots of live music.
It
pool tables.
overlooks like the whole back of the ship, and you can see the ultimate abyss or the great abyss, whatever you want to call it.
But let's go all the way up top. So there is one neighborhood we're going to skip, and that's the suite neighborhood. And the only reason we're going to skip it is because we like here at How We Cruise to talk about things that we know a lot about, and we have not stayed in the suite neighborhood on the Oasis.
Not on Oasis class. But go back to the music hall for a minute, because it's an awesome place.
Mom loves the music hall.
I know, it's a great place to dip in while they're playing music. Lots of live music, lots of live bands. It's usually they had the Aerosmith.
Oh, Aerosmith was in there one time.
Was in there
Yeah,
for a while. The
Aerosmith was in
Aerosmith cover band was in there for a while. I don't know what's in there right now. Is it still?
They rotate through, so it's all they do like
it's
2 or
usually
3 week contracts, and
it's usually like a.
Matt says Frozen in Time. Yes,
classic.
Matt for the win. Good job, Matt. Thank
you.
You beat
Frozen
Tony
in Time
Diaz.
is the ice show. But the music hall, like, they have a nice dance floor. They have a bar downstairs, a bar upstairs. They also have a pool table. So, like, people are playing pool, people are lounging around, but the people get up and they get dancing. And I'll tell you, it is a really energetic, really fun venue.
Shayna pointed out that there is a non-smoking casino on Deck 4 that replaced Jazz on 4.
Yes, I was going to go there, but you're moving so fast. You got to slow down.
Well, listen,
I know he worries about the time all the time.
I do worry about the time.
We want to give you guys as much as we can and be respectful of your time. Because
I appreciate all
let's
of you
face
being
it,
here.
Brian and I could talk cruising
for hours,
pretty much all night.
Yes.
So you guys don't want that.
So, all right. So let's talk about where we spend a lot of time. Outside.
Okay. I thought you were going to go to the casino. So
no, I try to keep
go
you
back
out
to
of
Deck
the
4.
casino.
So Deck 4 has the regular casino. They do have a smoke-free casino. So there is a separate, it's smaller, but they do have a smoke-free casino.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also have the Crown Lounge down there, which some people don't like because they feel like it's kind of down in the basement and hidden. I got to say I disagree. I think it's a nice little place to kind of dip in, be able to get your coffee or a little snack or get some quiet time or be able to do some work. So I don't mind that. Now, where are we going?
Now, can I go to the pool?
Sure.
I'm worse than the kids.
First of all,
all right.
You can go to the pool because I'm always the one up there and out there first.
All right. So on Oasis, you've got, we're going to say 4.
Do you smell me?
Yeah, it smells like Sephora in here.
Well, there's been lives before where you made fun of me and you're like, they can only see you, they can't smell you, right? I always make sure that I got new perfume for Christmas, so I put that on, and it smells good. I just got a whiff. That's why I said that.
Tony Diaz says, "Is Phoenix the cover band?" Phoenix they've been there.
We heard them. They're really good.
They were on Icon with us.
I'll Google it real quick.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Phoenix
if I'm
was
typing, I gotta
Phoenix was the cover band on Icon with us. I'm not sure where they're at right now, but they do a lot of they do a lot of contracts with Royal Caribbean. But let's talk about my favorite neighborhood, and that is going up to the pool deck. Now, there's a lot to do up on that pool deck on an Oasis class ship. You've got as you with the amplified pool deck, you've got your lime and coconut bar that spans 2 levels. You've got your casitas that are these little day beds that you can rent out to have a little private area so you don't have to worry about your chairs. But there's plenty of seating out by those 4, well, technically 3.5 pools.
Yeah. Well, no, 3.
3 pools in a splashaway bay.
Yes. But that's not really a pool. That's just the splash pad for the kids.
You've got your main pool, you've got your sports pool, and you've got your 0 entry pool, which they call your beach pool. So we've sat at all of them. The bar service is fantastic. They don't get super crowded, but we do like to stay near the main pool or the beach pool just because they're closer to the water slides for the kids. So we can sit there and see where the kids are going and
sorry, not to interrupt. And just a really, really quick search without doing any in-depth whatever. It does say that the January 2025 information for Oasis is not available yet on which band will be playing. So
Mom says, is Oasis the ship with the piano guy? So I think Mom's referring to the fact that on a lot of Royal Caribbean ships, if you keep your eyes open in the elevators at night, there is a opportunity for you to find a piano player. So keep your dollar tips handy.
So Oasis of the Seas is the first Oasis class ship. And that's where they started the piano guy. The piano guy. So first of all, the schooner bar is the piano bar, right? Mm-hmm. That's where it's not the same guy. The Oasis class ships also have a piano guy that
same instrument, different guy.
Sometimes he'll set up outside of a dining venue. So when you go to the main dining room, he's playing out there. Sometimes he'll set up out in the entrance to the boardwalk, and you'll catch him there. And he's really good, and he'll take requests, and you walk by him, and he's playing lively music and really, really fun. But where his favorite place to be is in the elevators. So you will hit the elevator button, and you will go to get into an elevator, and lo and behold, there is an entire piano with a piano man in there. We've caught him a bunch of times. When I say him, there is quite a few of them. I can remember Orlando. I can remember, oh gosh, I can't believe I'm remembering some names, but not all of them. But anyway,
it doesn't matter who it is. They're all great.
They're really, really great. They really, the only downfall is that people find them and they like to hang out in the elevator. So anyway, if you do find them, enjoy the ride. Try not to stay on too long, and definitely give them a tip.
Hello, Mike and Betsy. They said they like to wait for his elevator car. And then ride it all night long.
Well, usually the only elevators big enough for him are the ones that you can see through.
Yeah.
So sometimes people will catch a glimpse of him, and then they wait for that elevator.
Yeah. No, we'll admit we've done that too.
Yeah.
So,
but I've also been surprised as well.
Yeah. So
Royal Caribbean also has the names of the day or the week in the floor. And I'm just gonna say there are ways to see how those days of the week are changed. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. Well, while we're still up on the pool deck, because I used to.
We didn't even get to the pool deck. Sorry,
I'm started on the pool, but you still got to talk about food, and we're got a long way to go here. So, but so hey, like I said, some of my favorite things to do are up on that deck, and I saw Tony mention it before, and I don't want to step on Julie's toes with talking about the different food venues here, but Portside Barbecue is an upcharged restaurant. The boys and I went there on our last trip on Oasis. Food was really good. You get to pick an entree and 2 sides. They have some music playing in there. It was a lot of fun. We hit that on our way back from the back of the ship where there's 2 flow riders. The kids like the flow riders. Again, if you check out our Instagram, there might be some reels up there of Julie on the flow rider. There might be a good wipeout or 2. You might see that. You can tell who did those reels, not Julie. But anyway, you can check that out. But they also have the zip line back there, which Katie's really excited for because she finally, we think, is going to be heavy enough. You got to be at least 80 pounds to do that zip line. But they do have a maximum weight too. But you can do that zip line right across over the boardwalk. So you got your flow rider, you got your zip line, you got your Oasis Dunes mini golf up there, which our kids have spent hours and hours and hours at. And that's right outside of El Loco Fresh.
It is.
So
and you have El Loco Fresh on one side, Portside Barbecue on the other, and Oasis Dunes. And
as
then
you move
the zip
forward,
line goes across there.
So again, as you move forward, you go through those 3 pools. You go through that Splashaway Bay. That Splashaway Bay is a great little area for the little guys. You get to my favorite bar on the ship, which
Now,
is the Lime and Coconut.
I'm just going to throw this in there. Splashaway Bay, the kids or the pools have to be potty trained, can't be wearing swim diapers. I do believe Oasis of the Seas is one of them that does have a toddler pool, and it's very tiny. It's next to Splashaway Bay that does allow swim diapers. I have to fact check that for you.
Beach Please says, have the boys go on pizza runs for Kate, and she'll make the 80-pound limit. So if you've sailed with us before, that we do have some kids that are willing to make Sorrento's runs for you. And Mike and Betsy and Julie and I and some of the others from our community did that on Icon. That was a good time. So if you find the boys, ask them for a slice of pizza. And Chris Cram says, make sure you stop at Sprinkles on the way and get your ice cream on your way by. Actually, Chris, that was on Anthem that you stood by the rock climbing wall with me. But on Oasis, you get your 2 rock climbing walls. But those are down. Those aren't on the top deck. Those are down on deck 7. So you do have those 2 rock climbing walls over by the boardwalk. So
some awesome cabins and rooms to stay in that way too.
So tell me a little bit about the solarium, the adults only area.
Oh, so you have the solarium, which is absolutely beautiful. On Oasis of the Seas, it is an open solarium, so it's not entirely closed. I personally like that. Some people don't, but I like it because it allows a breeze through there. Because I feel like the solarium can get really hot and really stuffy on some of the other cruises, but they do have windows and stuff you can open, but whatever. So it's covered, but it'll have like these open slats. They also do not have a pool on Oasis of the Seas in the solarium. They have hot tubs. And they have this like big, massive, not massive, but like massive-y kind of like hot tub.
Feature-y thing.
I don't even know if it's hot. But it's not really a pool in the middle that like comes down. But it's an adult only area, which is 18 and plus now. It used to be 16. It used to be 16. Now it's 18. And it's just a nice, quiet place. They have a bar and they have the Solarium Bistro,
which is not adults only.
Fun fact. Solarium Bistro is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can get awesome, it's a buffet style. It's just like the buffet up in the Windjammer. We haven't talked about the Windjammer yet.
I was going to talk about food last.
Okay. But you can bring your kids of any age into the Solarium Bistro. This can spike a little bit of like edginess on some passengers because they don't understand that. But absolutely, kids are allowed in the Solarium Bistro. That doesn't mean that you can go to the Solarium Bistro, then go sit out on a lounge chair and then have your kids run around the solarium. That's not what that is. It's you can go in, you can sit and you can eat, or you can go in and get a plate of food and you can take it out. But the kids are allowed to go into the Solarium Bistro.
All right. Well, we've talked a little bit about Solarium Bistro.
Well, it's also where they have the chef's table. So if you sign up for the chef's table on Royal Caribbean on Oasis of the Seas, your chef's table will be in a part of the solarium, we've done that before. It was really nice.
So the only thing we really haven't talked about much is, you talked about your Park Cafe. We talked about Solarium Bistro.
I think Park Cafe is my favorite quick pick food or grab and go. I also really like a Local Fresh, but I think Park Cafe is my go-to. I need to go grab a quick snack.
Now, like every cruise ship, after the ship, you've got your main dining room, which is your included meal every night. They're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. On Oasis, it's decks 3, 4, and 5. It's a huge dining room. It's beautiful. And when we do our groups, we always make sure our group sits together for dinner. It's something that we do. It's something that we
if you want to. You can always go sit somewhere else if you want.
But
sometimes,
aside from main dining, just run us through the specialty restaurants on Oasis that are available.
So we talked about, we have 150
Central Park.
Mm-hmm. I always want to say once. Anyway, 150 Central Park. We have Chops. Chops is the steakhouse.
Mm-hmm. These are all 150
is more of like a French themed bistro-y, kind of like very nice upscale. Probably their nicest restaurant. You have Chops. You have we talked about the barbecue place.
Mm-hmm. How about your sushi?
Oh, Azumi. So Azumi has the hibachi tables that you can. So it's divided into 2. When you walk in on the right, they have the hibachi tables, and you can do a hibachi lunch or you can do a hibachi dinner. They have to be pre-reserved and pre-ordered and like whatever, and they fill up rather quick. So if you haven't done that in advance to your cruise, make sure that you do it first thing when you get on the ship and find out what times they have available. To the left when you walk in, it's like a sit down, kind of more like a sushi place, but you can order off the hibachi menu there, I believe. I never have, so I think you can. But anyway, it's more sushi. I've had sushi there. So sushi, tempura, udon, things of that sort. So Izumi is really one of my favorite places to eat, actually. I can't believe. We talked about playmakers. You have playmakers out on the boardwalk. It's an awesome place. The wings are fantastic. The burgers are great. The campfire cookie. The onion ring tower is one of my favorites. So yeah. What else we got? What am I missing?
Jamie's on. Is Jamie's Italian on Oasis?
Oh,
no?
yes. Is it still Jamie's or did they change the name? Is it Giovanni's or Jamie's?
Tony's saying Jamie's, but I thought it was
think
Giovanni.
it's Jamie's, but I think that they were going to change the name because I think that Jamie's contract is up with them. But they do have the Italian place, so it's either Jamie's or Giovanni's.
I think it's Giovanni's. Giovanni's table. I
think they changed the name. It was Jamie's because I think the first time we were on it was Jamie's, and then the second time we went on it, they had changed the name to Giovanni's. Either way, it's next to Vintages. It's out in the in Central Park. It's a beautiful place. You can sit outside or inside, and you can also get some really yummy of the tapas that I mentioned over at Vintages.
Tony says
from Giovanni.
Oh, Betsy. Betsy
exactly,
says,
Tony. They're both the same. It doesn't matter.
Well, hold on a second. So let's take a little quick pause here because we need to do a little commercial break.
Okay, all right.
Betsy says Star of the Seas, November 2nd of 2025. So this is a good time for us to mention our group cruises. So we have some news. We promised some announcements tonight. So we'll start with the one that everybody already knows about. And that is the fact that we will be on the Carnival Sunrise, July 12th through 17th of 2025. We're partnered up with Sharon at Sea Travel.
Huge shout out to Jamie and Sharon right now, who are on their New Year's cruise. They boarded today. Guys, have a fantastic time. You know a bunch of people who are there with you. We're following. We're watching your posts. We're watching whatever you put out there, and
but this is going to be
jealous that we're not there.
This one doesn't interfere with the kids' school. It doesn't interfere with their sports. So you have no excuses. Join us. Come with us. Bring the cousins. Bring the family. Bring the friends. Bring the aunts and the uncles.
This is going to be fun.
Bring everybody.
Middle of the summer. You can make it. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I don't want to hear any excuses for that one. So.
Miami, Nassau, Carnival's Private Island, Half Moon Cay.
Which is now taking on a rebranding also. So we'll have to talk about
that another time.
We'll talk about that.
And Grand Turk. That's gonna be great. And I love the ship. It's one of my. I think this might have been like the second ship I ever sailed on.
But if you can't make that one, Betsy, I'm sorry. We have some news. We're going to be on the MSC Meraviglia, November 2nd of 2025. So this is a group cruise. We're leaving from Brooklyn. We're headed down to Port Canaveral, Nassau, and Ocean Key. We still have some cabins here for this one. Yes.
Okay. So
this is what I don't know what you were saying.
Well, originally,
Betsy says losers.
I know. I'm like,
well, Betsy, let me explain to you this one. Here. So
this is how this happened.
Yeah.
We want to be on Star.
Where's Heather?
Right?
Where's Heather?
Heather. Yeah, this is Heather's
Where
fault.
Are you, Heather?
Heather's fault. No, we wanted to be on Star, and we still have cabins held for Star. So if you want to be on Star,
we can get you on Star.
We can get you on Star.
And Betsy will be there to hang out with you. But we're going to be on Meraviglia. So the price point was a little more manageable for us leaving from Brooklyn.
We had to evaluate a lot of things, and we're not going to make it to Star. We are going to make it to Star.
But not until 2026.
Stay tuned. We're going to make it to Star, but we're not going to make the November 2nd Star. But we are going to make the Meraviglia.
So we're going to talk
MSC.
about. We're going to talk more.
November 2nd.
We're going to talk
2025.
much more about the MSC
I'll message you, Betsy.
Memorabilia.
We'll talk.
We're going to talk much more about the MSC
See, Heather's still
next
in.
week.
Heather, you're on payroll.
Kathy says 307 days until that one. So
Dad knows about November too, so we can talk about it
yes, now we talk.
Mom and Dad will be on November
We'll be
too.
talking
They're
much
there.
more about the MSC Memorabilia probably next week. But the one cool thing, because we are talking about Oasis this week. So the one cool thing that I really want to
we have a bunch of other stuff booked in between too. We have, we have a bunch of stuff booked, but these are our group cruises.
Yes. So the other thing that we have is that I want to talk about is we've been talking about Oasis all night, and we want to know in the chat. We've already said it a couple of times before. If you're scheduled to be on Oasis, we want to know. Let us know when you're going to be on Oasis, because we're excited that Oasis is coming back to Bayonne in 2026.
It's our home, guys. And
so
that's
our
why
ship
we're
is
doing
coming home.
Memorabilia in 2025, because it's like it's right here. It's like
do you guys know what it's like to fly with 3 kids? I mean, really? Have you sat on a plane? I mean, Heather, what was it like sitting behind Kevin on that plane? Just let me know. I mean,
how about the lady
kid
sitting in front of
in
front of Bride?
Oh man.
Anyway.
You think cruising? We could start a whole new channel, flying with kids. Oy,
Brian was shifting the seat. Now the lady's in front of him. He's shifting his seat, and Brian's a little shifty or whatever, but he was being totally appropriate. He was not whatever. And the lady, like, he must have like bumped her seat, and she's like, ugh. And we're like, really? Like, come on, like he's a kid. He didn't mean to bump your seat. I'm so sorry.
Who tries to elbow a kid on a plane?
Anyway, we digress. So yeah, so let's talk about.
So we want to know.
Oasis is coming back.
So we want to know. Oasis, 2026, Bayonne. Who's interested? Who wants to go? Who wants to let us know? Now we do have some conflicts. There's a little soccer tournament, I think, happening in the area around that time that I'm going to have some responsibilities for. But anytime outside of that, you let us know when you want to go on Oasis. And
I'm thinking like kids be out of school.
Chris, we got to talk, because Chris says book it. Matt says count us in. Says been there, done. Well, been there, done that with Oasis, or been there, done that with 3 kids? Because you're well, I've been loving watching your pictures of your travel. Your family's amazing. Your family's beautiful. So we got to sail with you, Will. So
yeah.
So all right. So
sure.
Chris and Matt are in. Shayna says we're definitely interested. So we're gonna have to look at a 2026.
Yeah, and don't rule out November though either. November is gonna be awesome on MSC. That'll be great. But I'm thinking that we're gonna bring back Oasis is back to Bayonne, so bring back Oasis, man.
Mom says I want to go. So does Dad. You have the credit card number. Will says flying with young kids. Well, is that why you sail out of Galveston so often? Is that the secret? Is that the trick? Is that where we're at?
Well,
is that where we have?
Well, it's not fair. Your kids are a lot older than ours.
Oh, hello, Darian. How are you? Welcome in. Good to see you. All right, so we've talked a lot about Oasis tonight.
So
we're on Oasis.
Should we do a poll in our community group? Do you guys want to put it in the chat? We've already seen it. We're in.
We could do that.
I mean,
so here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do.
Are we announcing? Are we officially announcing a group cruise for Oasis?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I don't know.
I don't know. If we get how many people do we have to get say they're gonna go right now for me to announce a group cruise? What's the number? 8? 6?
Sure.
I don't know. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to be fair. We're going to be fair because a lot of people we know catch this on the replay. So, hello, Amanda. Says we love cruising on Symphony in May. If all goes well, we'd love to do Oasis. Yes, you would love to do Oasis. So let's do this. We're going to do this.
Heather, we've talked. So I already know. She's like, when? And I'm going to tell you the dates. And you'll be like, that's not what we talked about.
Tony says when in 2026? Not when the World Cup is going to be here. That's Betsy says 5 to lock in, rates to lock in at first. Betsy knew what I was doing. We're trying to take care of our groups
Listen,
here.
No,
So here's what we're gonna do.
I think it's solidified. I think we're definitely gonna do a back to Bayonne Oasis a group cruise. The question is, when and who? Are you in? Who's in? We're in.
Should I click on this?
I don't know. What are you clicking on?
Right here. Should I click on that or not? Should I click on that?
I don't know what it is.
Right there.
I.
You asked if I had a ticker.
I mean, should he click on it?
Oops. So you heard it here first. We're going to post it up in the chat. We want you to head over to the How We Cruise community group. We want you to tell us if you're available. Tell us if you're available on July 26th of 2026. Now, if you have plans on July 26th, 2026 already, you're way better than us because that's a long time away.
We don't have plans for tomorrow.
And if you say you have plans for July 26th of 2026, I'm not going to believe you. So let's do July 26th, 2026 on the Oasis of the Seas from Bayonne. We're back to Bayonne. We're back. Back to Bayonne. And for anybody who's seen my videos of driving to the port in Bayonne, we're more than happy to offer Uber rides through the construction site to get to the terminal completely with off-road experiences. So in a rental car. But
we do have some great parking though. Yeah.
Tony says too close to my Alaska cruise. You know what? You got to do Alaska in the summer. So
Tony, listen,
we'll give you.
We're gonna have a side chat. Okay, we're gonna find out when your cruises are, when our cruises are. We're gonna find something that works. Okay.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna sail with you again, Tony. Chris Cram says flat tire 2.0. Shana, yes, it's a 7-night. We're gonna leave from Bayonne. It's a 6. Unfortunately, I don't want to say unfortunately, but
I get what you mean.
When you live in the Northeast,
yeah,
you got
when you
two
leave
options.
out of New York or Bayonne.
And you want to do a 7-night cruise, you can only get as far. And this is why. No,
not only. They do have longer ones. If you do the 8 or 9 or 10 night, yeah.
I said if you only have 7 days.
Yeah.
You only have 7 days. As far as you can get is the Bahamas. It's just, I mean, it's science, people. I mean, ships can only go so fast. Even at 20 knots, you can only get so far.
And sometimes you get a flat tire.
Fortunately, a lot of except for the ones with the broken azipods, like you said, with the flat tires.
Chris is with me right there. It is a 7-night. Yep.
We did a little research too, and the MSC Maravilia that we're going to be on in November.
Mike and Tracy.
She can max out. Hello. They can max out at like 21 knots. So Oasis is very similar. She can get up around that 20, 21 knots kind of speed. So they can get down to the Bahamas and do those 7-night sailings. A lot of the Norwegian ships that you see come out in the Northeast, they're doing 7 nights to Bermuda because they can't get that far.
And this happens, and for those of us who are doing bookings or whatever, it happens all the time. You get a call, or you get a friend, or you get somebody who's like, I really want to go to I'm just going to be really Antarctica, but I only have 4 days. So I need a 4-day cruise out of Boston to Antarctica.
I really don't want to pay for airfare.
Like, guys, like I mean, certain ships have certain itineraries and they have different whatevers. But it's all doable. We can find. There's a ship for everybody. There's a cruise for everybody. There's an itinerary for everybody, for every budget, for every person.
Daniel says that the farthest out cruise they have is April 16th of 2026. So that means you're free on July 26th of 2026. And it'll be right after the World Cup. So traveling into New York, New Jersey area is going to be super cheap at the time because everybody will have just been here for the World Cup is all going to be leaving and going back home. So, Betsy, what do you mean not going to happen? What do you mean?
No, I said out of Boston to Antarctica.
Listen, what if we throw in? No, we're going to throw in. If you're coming up to New York for that cruise, we will ensure that you get an opportunity to get some good sightseeing in New York City.
Oh,
so we will help you. Yeah, the World Cup's going to be everywhere. This will
be happening after the World Cup.
After the World Cup.
Mm-hmm. Because we can't do it during the World Cup. Just saying.
Tell me about it. So July 26th, 2026 from Bayonne. So you got our group cruises out there. You got July of 2025 on the Carnival Sunrise. You've got November the 2nd on the MSC Meraviglia, and then back to Bayonne group cruise on the Oasis of the Seas, July 26th of 2026.
When is the Pocono 500?
Oh.
Mom, don't worry, you won't be solo. We'll put somebody in your room.
I got news for you.
I'm thinking we're gonna definitely need 2 cabins with the kids. So maybe you got some kids in your
Mom,
cabin.
Bride just became your roommate. So this actually works out for us.
Hold on, you have the kids. Me and my mom are rooming together.
Hold on. Pocono 500 2026. It says they're not having one in 2026. Now, no, it doesn't look like it's scheduled. Mom, it'll be in June.
Oh, June. Oh, you're good. We're gonna be in July. I want to know real quick. I don't mean to switch gears because Oasis. We love Oasis. Oasis is home. Oasis class ships are fantastic. We recommend any and all of them. The latest is Utopia. We were on Utopia. There is another one coming out.
Mm-hmm. One more Oasis class ship.
Another Oasis class ship.
It's already been ordered. I don't know if it's been paid for, but it's been ordered. We'll have
it's a different class of ship. Star of the Seas. That's the second Icon. That's coming out this fall, 2025, August 2025. But I want to know. We had a great holiday. We had a great Christmas. It's Hanukkah. We had an amazing 2024. You guys can see we have an amazing 2025 that is so.
Oh, it's going to be
We didn't
busy.
even tell you everything else that we have lined up. I'm just going to say that we're going to be
Stay tuned.
We're going to be on Oasis. We're going to be on.
We've got so much on pouring a second bourbon.
Navigator. We're going to be on Sunrise. We're going to be on MSC. We're going to be on lots of ships in 2025. So that's going to be awesome. 2026 is going to be our next group cruise that we have lined up after that.
Hashtag non-denominational cruiser.
We need an NCL.
We do need an NCL.
We need an NCL.
I miss NCL.
Me too.
I love NCL, and we need something on NCL.
All right. NCL, we're going to work on that.
Daniel.
Daniel, I'll message you. I'll message you.
We'll talk to you.
We will be. We're going to be out there.
We will find a way to see you.
Yes. But I want to know, what do you guys have coming up for New Year's? What are we doing for New Year's? What's going on for New Year's? New Year's? 2025.
Wait, New Year's next year or New Year's this year? New Year's
this year.
Kathy says we need Princess.
We do need Princess Kathy.
And Kathy,
absolutely.
There is a very, 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 very
we need celebrity too.
Well, there's a very, very strong possibility we will be on a Princess cruise in 2025.
This is true, but
Will says,
I don't know when we're going to fit them in.
Chris says,
you guys don't know.
So NCL is bringing a ship to Philly. And we haven't sailed out of Philly because really nobody sailed out of Philly
for years. It's been shut down for years.
I
mean, it's still a port, but it's a port for like other stuff.
Mom says, we're going to your house. Let's see. 2 Princess. Oh, wow. So NCL, is Chris saying NCL November 2026. Will G says NCL Viva October 31st of 2026. Halloween. That might be tough for us with the kids. We'll have to think into that one. We'll have to see. Bride goes to high school next year, so we have to.
Where's it leave out of? Is that Galveston? Yeah.
Tony says my Alaska cruises on Princess Discovery. That's going to be a great trip, Tony. I think that's the one my parents were on.
Yes.
That's going to be a. Kathy says I have a Princess in 6 days and one in 460. So when we were at Cruise 360 back in April, we had some really great conversations with Princess. Yeah. There's a lot of good things happening with Princess Cruise Line that we can't wait to experience.
We cannot wait.
And we just got to fit it in.
I know.
I'm running out of time off from work. So,
truth.
Hey, listen, share the channel with some people, have them watch the videos, because you know what, the more revenue that this thing brings, the less I have to work the full-time job. So, like, subscribe,
hit
the thumbs up button. The sooner we can make this thing go full time.
And the vlog is nearly done. So stay tuned. Before our next live, you will have a next.
Ooh, are you promising again?
I am promising.
You gonna keep it this time?
Christmas is over. New Year's is coming up, is this week, but by the time next Sunday rolls around, we'll be good. So,
all right. Well, hey,
stay tuned for the vlog. Hit
27
the notification
days until the Oasis of the Seas, or I should have given the countdown for 2026. Let us know if you want to book 2026 with us on the Oasis of the Seas. Also, but until then, we'll see you next week.
We'll see you on the seas.